So it's finished 0-0 at the Stadium of Light. What is the overall feeling from you after the point?
Well, we are feeling a bit frustrated right now because I do think that we had a quite good performance in terms of creating some chances. We could have created more, to be critical with ourselves, but enough definitely to win the game. We didn't allow Sunderland to shot on target in 90 minutes. So I think definitely the frustration is there because it was a lot of positive things that we could take and that we need to build on actually from this performance, but the feeling that we lost 2 points today.
Well, you mentioned about no shots on target for Sunderland, and if you think about that Chris Willock chance at the end, does it feel like 2 points dropped or 1 point gained?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, I think that we created not only this one from Chrissy, but Sinclair got 2-3 situations as well in the last minutes of the second half. Lucas got a very clear one with a great save from the keeper. In a situation, in a corner kick, we were pretty close, and it was a deflection in the last second. So I think that, as I said, we have been created enough. The fact that we are very disappointed to get only a point away and a clean sheet shows the progress of this team so far, and I like that the players are inside the dressing room feeling that frustration. So that means that we are in the right track, but at the same time being very aware that we need to keep on working because it's going to be probably tough until the end, and we need to collect points and victories as soon as possible.
You mentioned Armstrong a little bit. How impressed were you of his performance off the bench this afternoon?
Very much. I think he's a very important player for us in these kind of games. We knew that it could be a possibility as well to start the game with him, but at the same time we know that in the beginning, in the first half, the games and the opponents are much more tight and more onto him, and then it's much easier for him, I think, when he comes in the second half with full energy, and he had a great impact. Perhaps it was a little bit similar scenario, different kind of game, but in terms of a scenario being even game, and then he coming in as Leicester with it, so he has been very important and he will be important. I think the three strikers we got, Lyndon had a good first half, good minutes he played doing what we needed to do. Mike is very important when we play, especially at home, because he's a very important player inside the box, so my job is try to get the best of all those players and use all the squad because everybody's ready to perform and to help the team.
And in terms of the table and looking ahead now to the international break, is it important that we go into the international break outside of the bottom three?
Yeah, it helps a bit in terms of work with a more calm mindset and being aware that the team has been progressing. So that's definitely helping the guys in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be very important to be in the pitch and try to train and then recover as well, because we know that when we are back from the international break, it's going to be definitely just now the last push, the last sprint, 8 games in a row that will decide the whole season, and we need to be ready both mentally and physically. But at the same time, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged to see that 1,000 came today here to help us. I'm encouraged to see the togetherness that there is in the squad, that there is in the club, and we know that it's going to be tough. But at the same time, understanding that the team is making bigger steps forward, I would say, into the right direction.
And is it a good time to have an international break, considering the next 4 games ahead of us are all against teams near us in the table?
We need to prepare. We cannot be naive. It's going to be tough games, and we need to make sure that we perform at our best if we want to get the points that we need. But at the same time, as been saying, we need to focus on ourselves. We need to focus on our performances, and then we know that it's in our hands. It will be much worse if we were in a situation where we depend on other results, we depend on other opponents. But we need to keep working, and yeah, as I say, always making sure that we understand that every day is a new opportunity to become better.